Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Alexandra here. I hope you're all doing well. Today is my Powder Project Pan 2025 update. This project I did last year. Link those videos or like the playlist in the description box below. And I'm doing it again this year. So my goal is to hit pan on 10 powder products in my collection. It doesn't matter which ones. It's just a rolling project. So I can continually have new things coming in and things going out in hopes to hit 10. That's the goal. Things are a little bit slow going. I'm not as excited this year right now for this project. Also, I should say that I do my updates on my channel every 2 months for this. So this is the official first update for this year. Yeah, I'm just not like super thrilled about the progress that I've made. And partially that's because I've been working like 7 days a week since September. I have had a few like days off here and there, but like wearing eyeshadow or like a full face of makeup isn't really like something I want to do at my job. I do sometimes, but like it's not necessary, I feel, and I just don't need to do it. It's a little bit too much. I am wearing a full face today, kind of, but like, and I have to work later tonight, but like, because I work so much, I don't typically wear a full face to makeup to work. So here we are. I do have some days off now scheduled permanently, but like that just started 2 weeks ago. So the progress is slow in regards to that. That's my excuse. I'm gonna say another thing that's my excuse is my MAC paint pot. I finished it, spoiler for my rolling project pan. I think I finished it last month. Yeah, I finished it sometime in February, I believe. And you'll see that in my empties video anyway, so it's not like a super big spoiler, but spoiler. And because I finished my MAC paint pot, I don't have a base. I have no more bases. That was the only base for eyeshadow that I had in my collection. I am wearing like something else, a shadow stick, but it's brown, bronzy, so I can't wear that with most of the products in this project or eyeshadows in this project. So that also hindered my progress for a lot of like the colorful shades. I am going to buy another MAC paint pot, but I'm waiting till the Sephora sale in April. So there's probably not going to be a ton of progress next update either. Anyways, I'm just going to get right into the update so you can actually see the progress instead of just me like talking about it, making excuses for the lack of. But here we go. I'm just going to show you guys the things that have absolutely no progress because there's nothing to show, but I'll quickly just like go through them. I had a shade from my Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette, super cute palette. Barely touched it at all in its existence since I've had it. And that was that fringe shade there, the kind of mint shade. Didn't get to play with that. Had two shades from my Mercury Retrograde Huda palette. They were pink shades. That was in Cosmic and Off Balance. Those are those two shades down there. Didn't use those either. And this one, not surprising, is my single from Touch of Glam Beauty. I've never used it. I've only ever swatched it in its life with me. Absolutely no progress on any of those. Shame, I know. Yeah. I did use this one time, so it still counts. This is my Lila ColourPop palette, the pink one. There was one shade in here, and that is Soft Core. That's this one right there. It's really dark on me because I'm so pale, but like, it's okay for like a nudie shade, peachy nude. It's really pretty. I only got one use, but still counts as something, right? And then these are like shades that I'm more typically drawn to. Anyways, this is my Urban Decay Ultimate Basics palette. It's an OG. I've been working on this forever. It's super powdery now. And that is the shade Instinct right here. This kind of purplish, taupey brown, I guess you could say. I dipped into this shade 6 times, but because it's a matte, of course, that's gonna take me forever to hit pan on it, but I do really like that shade. These are the shades that I'm gonna be like probably mostly working on in the next 2 months because I can wear them with the bronzy brown shadow stick that I've been using as a base. I'm wearing them today. They kind of just like blend together in like when I apply them. So, you know, this is my Revlon So Fierce. It's a little mini quad palette from the drugstore. And there is like some disturbance in the pans, but like no pan. And that's the 2 brown shades here. You can see where I'm like dipping my brush into them. If I had to like guess, I'm gonna say that I'm probably gonna hit pan maybe, or like have pretty good use on these if I keep wearing these as like my only two eyeshadows in the next 2 months. So that's the hope, and maybe like the only good thing about not having a MAC paint pot in my collection is probably only going to use these two, and they're in the project, so that's all good if I do like hopefully hit pan on them, but like, or like get a lot of use on them. So there's some use. I did manage to use both of these each 8 times, so that's great, and I'm just going to keep plugging away at them, and I really hope that like we see some big progress on them in the next 2 months. Is my highlighter, the Kaleidos one called Ray Rider. The orange one I'm using, this one, the packaging is broken. I think we already talked about that. And I only use this one, I've only used this one 5 times, so there's like virtually nothing happening. You can't really see anything. Maybe you can see like a slight disturbance, but like there's not even really much going on there. I do like it, I'm wearing it today. It's really pretty, but like I gotta move my butt on this one, because if I wanna like hit pan on it before the end of the year, I definitely need to get some use on it. I think in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I can hit pan on this within 25 times of using it. I don't know if that's quite true. It's probably closer to like 35 maybe. I don't know, maybe even 50. So I really got to get moving on it. I know like 5 times in 2 months of using it is not enough to do that. So I really need to like step it up. Ideally, I would love to hit pan on like at least 1 single highlighter this year, possibly 2. 2 would be better. But like there's also 2 highlighters in my Pan That palette technically, and then there's a brightener, which is also a highlighter for me on my skin tone. So technically I'm trying to hit pan on 4 highlighters right now in my 2 projects. So there's a lot going on there. I do have a pan on a product, which is super awesome. I forgot to mention that in the beginning of this video, but mentioning it now, and surprisingly, but not surprisingly, that is my setting powder or face powder, the Too Faced one, primed and poreless. So I pretty much use this every day, at least on days that like I'm working, and basically non-work days too. I'm not wearing it today, but I wear this probably 98% of the time. So here's the pan, and it's like a pretty significant pan, which I'm super happy about, because you know, progress is progress. I think that I could probably finish this in the year if I really wanted to. I am going to roll it out of the project now because there is pan on it. I'm still going to probably continue to wear it with my foundation that I wear at work. It plays nice together, so you won't see it again in this project, but I'm still going to be working on it for a while. So really happy about that, because this has been hanging out in my collection unused, untouched for like years. I'm really sure what I wanted to roll in the Too Faced powder place. I don't have any other pressed powders in my collection that are not in projects. I only have 2, and that one was already in a project, and the other one's in the palette that I'm panning this year. So I don't really have any to swap out, if that makes sense, if I wanted to replace it with another face powder. I want to incorporate another bronzer because I'm already have one that's in that Pan That palette, in that face palette that I'm trying to pan this year. And there is a single bronzer that I am trying to work on and use up because there's already pan on that and it's broken, the packaging. So I don't think I'm going to put in another bronzer. It's not something that I'm wearing like every day. That leaves me with not that. I don't want to put another highlighter in this project because there's just 4 that I'm working on, like I said before. So that leaves me with like eyeshadows. A little bit nervous to put another eyeshadow in this project because, like I said, I'm not wearing a ton of eyeshadows currently. And I'm not like a big eyeshadow girly anyways, really not. If I do wear eyeshadow, I really want to just wear like a super easy nude, peachy nude, something very light, something that's easy for me to wear in my everyday when I'm not working. And I have one. I do have one that I want to, and that I've been wanting to wear, but I'm just like not allowing myself because I have too many other eyeshadows in this project already. It is from my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette, and I kind of told myself anything that I like hit pan on, in this project, I was gonna re-roll in stuff that was already in the project last year. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to be putting in Momentum, and that is this peachy, very light nude. And there's a huge dip already happening. Huge dip according to me. And I'm really excited to just like put that on in this. That formula for that eyeshadow is very soft, very powdery. I'm sure it won't take me long to hit pan on it once I start using it. But I'm not gonna be able to use it without a base. I just prefer to wear my eyeshadows with base because I have really oily eyelids and they crease, so it's not nice for eyeshadows without it. So I probably won't be getting any use on that until I buy another paint pot, MAC paint pot. So very long-winded this video. I am gonna like try to like branch out and maybe use some of those other shades as well, but like again, I'm sort of like boxed in here. I don't really have too many options here. I could wear that ColourPop one as like a blush, but I am working on a blush in that palette, and I hate blush. I don't wear it on the regular, but I do wear blush to work. So that is another option if I want to like multitask some of my products, which I might do. If I had to guess, I don't know if I'm gonna have any pans for the next update. We'll see. I technically, I think I did the intro for this video 2 weeks late. So this is only like 6 weeks worth of progress, which isn't terrible. And then I think I've kind of caught up. Now I'm only 1 week late. So their next update should be 7 weeks at least for progress. So we'll see what I have an update for you guys the next time we chat about this. Oh my God, I totally forgot to tell you, side note, how many uses it took for me to hit pan on this. It took me 25 times to hit pan on this product, and I've used it an additional 22 times. So basically every day. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm a little bit all over the place as per usual, and talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.